I know you all love apple cider vinegar, which is amazing, and there's so many cool ways we can use it. What I want to show you and talk to you about today is how do we use it in conjunction with fasting for longevity. This is a really cool way to look at something that nature has provided for us to improve or slow down aging and improve our longevity experience. So let's dive in. Okay, the focus on this one, what I really want you to think about is a term that I probably haven't brought to you enough called glycation. So glycation is where your red blood cells are gooked up with too much glucose. And glycation is the way to speeding up the aging process. So let me walk you through this for a moment. With a red blood cell that has a lot of glucose molecules on it, what the red blood cells in your body, one of their major purposes is to deliver oxygen to every single part of your body, specifically your brain. So if these think of it like pieces of gum on the outside of this red blood cell is gooked up with glucose, then it cannot deliver oxygen. And so what ends up happening is you end up with areas of the body that haven't been given oxygen, like the brain, and when the tissues don't get oxygen, they start to degenerate. So we've got to handle this glycation issue. And here's what I want you to think about. The measurement for glycation is hemoglobin A1C. So I know that when you go into your doctor's office and they look at hemoglobin A1C, what they're doing is they're looking at, are you diabetic, pre-diabetic, where are you on the diabetes line? But I want you to look at that hemoglobin A1C from the lens of longevity. And longevity says we need hemoglobin A1C under 5. The closer we get to 4.5, the better for our long-term existence and here on the planet also will start to minimize chronic diseases. So let's get a hemoglobin A1C of somewhere between 4.5 to 5. Now you're not gumming up these red blood cells. Now you're getting oxygen to other parts of your body. So just want to point that out, that's the target we're going for when it comes to slowing down the aging process. Now, where does apple cider vinegar fit into that? Okay, let's go there. It's super fun. First thing is that it literally stabilizes your blood sugar. But apple cider vinegar before a meal or after a meal brings your blood sugar down. I have tested it on my meter when I'm wearing one, absolutely works. Highly recommend that you use it to stabilize blood sugar. Okay, well now what does that do for longevity? How does that tie in? Well, let's say I eat a meal that's high in carbohydrates. And all of a sudden I eat that meal, maybe it's pasta, and I realize, oh no, that was way too high of a glucose meal. You come in with apple cider vinegar, take a tablespoon of it, put it in some water, drink it, and all of a sudden now your miraculous body starts to bring down that blood sugar, making it easier for you to switch over into the fasted state. Now, that same meal without apple cider vinegar may stay high for several hours, and it may be difficult for that blood sugar to come down. Remember, if you can't use that glucose, it's going to be stored. And where in the places this glucose gets stored is around the red blood cell, which is affecting this hemoglobin A1C number, affecting the oxygen that's being delivered to the body. I'm giving you the keys to the longevity kingdom right now. We got to get that number under control. And we can do that by stabilizing our blood sugar, and so grateful for apple cider vinegar for helping us do that. Okay, second thing apple cider vinegar does is that it's an incredible prebiotic for the microbes in our gut. But, the microbes in our gut do a lot of things for us. But one of the things that I don't think these microbes get enough credit for, so 80 to 90% of serotonin is made in the gut. And if we can have nice diversity of microbes, we can make a lot of serotonin. And the more serotonin you are, the happier you are, in theory. Now, I can't tell you if you have a horrible life that all of a sudden you get a dose of serotonin and everything's going to be better. But in general, we know that if we can improve our serotonin system, typically we'll improve happiness. Okay, well, what does that have to do with longevity? Well, we have to remember that stress, when we are unhappy, there is clinical research over and over and over again saying that the more chronically stressed we are, the more we start to damage neurons in our brain. And the more neurons are damaged, the more our memory goes, the more our focus goes, the more our happiness goes, the more our brain fog, sleep, memory processing, the less we can learn. All the things that we fear as we age can happen if we've been living a life of chronic stress. So let's fix that system. And the door in using apple cider vinegar is let's incorporate it every day. Let's put it in our drinks. Let's put it before our meals. Let's put it after our meal. Let's put it in our salad dressings. And if we do a little bit every day, we're supporting these microbes that will make serotonin for you. You might find after a couple of weeks of doing that, you're just a little bit happier. And if you're a little bit happier, you might be able to handle stress better. And if you can handle stress better, all of a sudden now you're not degenerating neurons. And if you're not degenerating neurons, you're not aging in a very fast way. For the brain, the name of the game is neuroplasticity and keeping those neurons working really well as we age. Did you catch that? That's the cascading effect and how simple something like apple cider vinegar can be to really change the aging game. Okay, you know how when you're trying to get in and out of fat burner, sugar burner, and sometimes you struggle? It might be that you have a metabolic blocker that's at play here. Want to know what those blockers are? Click on the link below and I'll take you straight to a giveaway and you can have my list of metabolic blockers. Okay, got one more for you. That's not it. That's not it. And I get it. Like apple cider vinegar is pretty miraculous. But here's the third one, is that apple cider vinegar is going to help you switch over much quicker into fat burning mode. Now, why would you want to switch over there? And this is for if you want to lose weight or don't want to lose weight. Why would you want to be over in fat burning mode a little bit more? And here's why, is that once we're over here, I want to think of it like it's a little bit like a vacation. Like you're over here and there's like, oh, you could lose weight. You can repair neurons. You can make more dopamine. You can get more dopamine receptor sites. You can reboot your white blood cells. What do you want to do? It's like an all-inclusive vacation when you come on over here with lots of options. Well, when we're trying to slow down the aging process, what we want is we want more ketones to help support neuronal health. We want our immune system, we want the white blood cells to go away that are bad so we can get new white blood cells. We want to repair our gut microbiome. We need new dopamine receptor sites. Like all of the things that aging starts to wear down, the more I'm in a fasted state, the more I start to be able to hang there longer to get all that repair. This is why so many people are crazy about fasting outside of weight loss, is because the anti-aging effect. Okay, well, where does apple cider vinegar fit into that? Well, this is where if we can use apple cider vinegar like a lever that helps with this glucose over here, so you don't get this real high spike, we use it just to be able to control this better, you're going to metabolically switch over there quicker. So some of you I've seen your comments that you're like, I'm going 24 hours, 36 hours, and I'm not able to get a ketone. What's wrong with me? Well, let's come back over to here, to the food system, to the sugar burning system, and let's try to get that blood, like no blood sugar spikes. Like the name of the game would be like very little blood sugar spikes, but we could use apple cider vinegar in conjunction with our meals to make sure that we don't get that spike. And if you don't get that spike, you may move over into fat burning quicker. And once you're over there, now we're getting better white blood cells, dopamine receptors, repairing the gut, stem cells, all the things we want for aging. We just moved over there quicker using apple cider vinegar. See how that works? So it's not complicated and it's not a party trick. It's not like, it's like when I do a video like this, I'm definitely not going to be like telling you like, drink some apple cider vinegar and you'll stay, 20 forever. Or you'll reverse your age. It doesn't work like that. But it does have a magical approach to it. And that's why I wanted to give you the whole formula so you understood it. And if you're using apple cider vinegar to help you get into your fasted state more, please tell us in the comments. I love hearing your stories about how you've used something powerful like an ancient healing tool like apple cider vinegar to be able to support not just weight loss and a healthy microbiome, but actually just put the brakes on aging. Isn't that what we all want? So, as always, don't give up on yourself. Then definitely, hopefully after a video like this, you'll understand that, there's a lot more to the aging game than just jumping in some cold plunges or jumping into a fast. We can really slow that process down if we understand what we're doing. So, as always, I hope that helps. Okay, are you fasting and you're still not losing weight? Check out this video because you might be missing a key part of your fasting experience that's gonna unlock weight loss. So if you think about it, all the humans that emerged out of that time have the gene that allows us to go without food. And that gene, they believe, is in all of us today.